golf. To others, we hope it will prove a stimulus to interest in the game. Golf is a game of companionship played among pleasant surroundings in the open air. To play it well is, of course, not easy, but anyone with a moderate amount of effort can attain a proficiency which will yield much enjoyment. We shall not ask you to set out to become champions, but merely to enjoy golf as this man does, as a means of recreation and healthful exercise. Our sincere hope is that these pictures may prove helpful in getting you over the few rough spots which may be in the way of a more complete enjoyment of the game. One is never too old for golf, but neither is one ever too young. These two boys, ages 12 and 10, have been playing less than 2 years, but already they have acquired the rudiments of good swings. Now they are laying the foundation for many years of pleasurable activity in a pastime they both love. They probably are thinking now of the time when they will take their dads over the jump. Now we come to our actors, the men who do the thing right. This is Horton Smith, a fine player with every club, a consistent winner, and one of the greatest putters in the game. Next is Lawson Little, winner of the amateur championships of both Great Britain and the United States in successive years, 1934 and 35. And now Jimmy Thompson, a great hitter and a great player. Thompson and Little are probably the two finest drivers playing golf today. Each one of these men is a fine model for study. Within so short a space, a complete survey is not possible, but we should be able to study a few common faults contrasted in each case with the correct method. The mistake which a beginner makes most frequently is this. He picks the club up with his hands and arms, neglecting entirely the turn of the hips, which is so important. Now see in Lawson Little's swing how the movement seems to originate in the middle of his body. The club is swung back smoothly as the hips turn away from the ball. And although the two do not look alike, Jimmy Thompson's swing shows the same characteristic. He swings the club back in a broad arc. This is one of the fundamentals of a correct method. Another of the besetting faults of the average golfer is throwing the club with his hands from the top of the swing, like this. The result is that when he arrives in the hitting area, his wrists are already straightened out, and he has no means of completing the swing other than by heaving his shoulders. Now contrast this with Thompson's method. Watch his hips from the top of the swing and see them lead in the unwinding. His wrists do not begin to open until the downswing is well underway. Little starts his downward movement in precisely the same order. Notice how his right side stays down until he has struck the ball. This is essential if one is to have control. It is only by making use in this way of the powerful muscles in the waist and back that shots like this can be played. Incorrect handling of the weight of the body in which the average player gets himself into trouble. Going back, he leaves too much weight on his left foot, and then as he swings through, he falls away from the ball. Now watch Jimmy Thompson sail into one. And especially note the perfect balance throughout. Jimmy uses every muscle of his body to get his great length. There must not be even one counter or detracting force. Clubhead speed is what these boys want, and this is how they get it. But Little could never hit like this if he were falling back upon his right leg. You probably have seen a great many swings like this, with stiff arms and wooden wrists. This type of player has no chance of success until he learns to relax. In the short shots of this kind, it is so easy for the player to tighten up, in which case he gets a result vastly different from that which you see here. Horton Smith plays this shot with plenty of hand action and a leisurely swing. The movement is entirely free from tension. The club swings through smoothly, and the ball pops up there near the flag. When pitching to a closely guarded green, don't make the mistake of trying to lob the ball into the air. That only makes it run. A backspin shot must be hit down. Watch Little's left arm and his wrist. The downward blow takes the ball first, then the turf, and produces the underspin which will cause the shot to stop. In the same way, when playing a downhill or hanging lie, no effort should be made to lift the ball into the air. Here, too, the shot must be hit down. From this kind of lie, the speed and spin resulting from a true contact get the ball up. A very beautiful shot. In slow motion, you see how it is done. The player moves into a stroke down the slope. The club strikes the ball first, and then shaves the grass in front of it. In the play around the greens, judgment is the most important factor. You can always save important strokes by giving yourself the benefit of every possible margin and playing for the best average result. Here, Thompson is playing a ball lying cleanly on sand. He lays back the face of the club, takes relatively little sand, and plays a backspin shot right up to the flag. Little playing a similar shot so that we can watch the action of the ball. A very effective stroke when the lie is reasonably good. But here, the main idea is to get out of a bad mess. This is a full blast taking plenty of sand. The ball comes up without backspin. Not spectacular, but the safest shot to play most of the time. From the fairway, too, a player can give himself some margin. With nothing in the way, Little plays a straightforward pitch and run, nicely gauged to curl up by the hole. But here, he needs a little dragging backspin. Watch it take hold after the ball bounds once on the green. The key to good putting is smooth stroking, and this may be promoted by a correct grip. Horton Smith grips his putter with both thumbs down the shaft, the palms of the hands directly opposed. He employs the reverse overlap and encourages a delicate touch by gripping the club mainly in his fingers. Here you see an amazing exhibition of putting skill. The length of each of these putts is more than 60 feet across a sloping green, yet a perfect unhurried stroke backed by an uncanny touch produces the results you see. Now watch this one closely. The sole of Little's putter stays close to the ground on both sides of the ball. The swing is not hinged at the wrist, but the arms participate in the movement as need arises. The ball should be struck squarely in the back with no suspicion of cut, and the club should pass through directly on line to the objective. Going back again to the long game, a good grip is the first thing a golfer should learn. Here is Jimmy Thompson's. Please note that although the club touches the palm of the hand, it is held mainly by the fingers. The left hand is partly over the shaft, while the right is more nearly against the side. Lawson Little's grip is essentially the same if allowance is made for physical differences. A certain latitude must exist, but your grip should be in the main like this. The overlapping grip used by both men is most common among the better players, but it is not especially well suited to women or others who may not possess strong hands. Little and Thompson get amazing length off the tee. They are both strong, of course, and they hit hard, but more important, they have good form. As you set out to learn or to improve your golf, remember that nothing is so valuable as sound technique. Keep in mind the fundamentals we have mentioned, and miss no opportunity to watch these and other good golfers play. Try to catch the rhythm of their swings and impart it to your own. The last shot at Augusta, and a good one on which to stop and move to the Long Meadow Club in Springfield.